In this election period, I see brothers declaring, if the ISD wants to arrest me for criticizing the PAP, let them. I'll face it, I'm not afraid. My advice, don't say that. As many of you know, I was detained without trial for 4 years and 4 months. Let me tell you what that actually means. To say it was painful will be an understatement. I had returned to Singapore with my wife and children to spend Hari Raya Idul Fitr with my mother and family. At the checkpoint, ISD officers stopped me. Then they asked me if I wanted to say goodbye to my family. They took me to Onred Road. From the beginning of interrogation, they shouted and screamed in my face. They demanded that I confess that I supported ISIS. I said I did not. I told them that I had only discussed ISIS because they were in the news fighting Bashar al-Assad. But they did not care. When I refused their accusations, they arrested me. Solitary confinement in Changi Detention Center. The next day, I was chained, handcuffed, leg cuffed, blindfolded, and brought back to interrogation. They screamed again, demanding false confessions. I kept resisting. I was fasting that day. And after hours and hours of interrogation, we finally broke for iftar. They resumed again that night. Then someone new entered. They said that he was their boss. I learned later that his name was Chang. He reminded me that the public will believe them, not me. He looked at me and said, "We don't care what you think. You tell us what we think." He wanted me to just say what they wanted me to say. Then he asked me, "Your 3 oldest children, who do you love the most?" I said all of them. I panicked when he talked about my children. Then he shouted, "Who the most?" I repeated all of them. Then he screamed, "We will arrest your 3 oldest children. You will see them here in handcuffs. They will wear the same shirt you wear until the red is faded. We don't care what you think. You tell us what we think." And he kept on going and going, but I had lost it. I was chained to the chair. In my mind, I saw my children in prison. I felt sick. I saw them in handcuffs. I felt like I was about to vomit. And the next thing that I knew, I had fainted. The next day, the officer, Inspector Ong Yap Shin, reminded me of the threat that I either sign or they will arrest my children. That his boss was not kidding. So I signed. I signed so many false confessions. They told me I could submit the truth later in my mitigation. That was a lie. The speaker even made grammar mistakes in the statements that he typed and told me to correct them, but just the grammar, not the content. So they could say that I had approved the statement. Another officer told me, whatever I say has to be congruent, and he put his hands that way, that it has to be congruent with what they think. If what I say is different from what they think, then that means I was being deceptive, and they will detain me. If it is the same, then I am telling the truth, and they will release me. It was sick. They made me sign statutory declarations of false confessions. When my wife issued a press statement to refute their claims, Chang came back to see me. He threatened to arrest her too. I was chained to the chair as he spoke of arresting my wife. I had to beg him to take it out on me instead. They told me I would be released early if I signed everything. That was another lie, but there was nothing else. I was in solitary confinement. I couldn't protect my family in any way. All I thought about at that time was just to be with my family so I can protect them from the ISD. I signed everything they wanted. But I held on to their lie. I had to have hope. Every morning I woke up thinking today is the day I will be released. I told myself that they will be fair, that they know all the accusations were false. They got what they wanted. Every night I went to sleep disappointed. And the next day I will wake up thinking again that that will be the day they will release me. And that night I will go back to sleep knowing that did not happen. That went on for years. So, brothers and sisters, speak the truth, challenge their corruption and the abuse, but don't invite arrest. Don't hand yourself over to cruelty because that is what the ISA does. It is not law, it is not justice, it is not protection, it is coercion, it is control, it's violence, and we need to tell the truth about it. And may Allah keep all of you safe.